Hello dear students, very good afternoon. So I am here polity faculty in front of you at the Plutus IAS. So in this very video dear students, I am going to discuss a very particular and relevant topic of the Indian polity, that is secularism. So here what is secularism? Basically various types of decisions, verdicts and the social structure is defining various definition of the secularism. But here we will understand the concept of secularism from the constitution point of view and from the Indian perspective. There are different models available for the secularism all over the world, but here we will understand the Indian model of secularism, which is different from the Western model. Western countries means the countries of West, like America and the European countries. Okay, so here we will try to understand the concept of secularism. So here secularism means what? There are two things which are defining the concept of secularism. The first thing is separation, is basically separation of religion from politics. Religion from politics. So do you believe that if politics is separating from the religious affairs, so is that sufficient? क्या secularism sufficient है किसी भी देश को democratically act करने के लिए, right? So here I will reply of this question, separation of religion. So this separation will be in two form, the complete separation and the partial separation. Means what? So when there is a complete separation of religion from politics or from state, so that is, I think, Western model is based here. Western model of secularism is based on this concept. मतलब there is no relation between religion and the government or the state. So this is the basic definition ki we are separating the all religious affairs from the politics, and the things ki here the concept is based on complete separation, but here the separation is based on to give equal respect to all religions. So Indian model of secularism is not based on the complete separation of religion. Rather the concept Indian secularism is based on the concept of Sarva Dharma Samabhav. So what is the meaning of Sarva Dharma Samabhav? Equal behavior, equal treatment, equal respect of all religions. So here concept yani ke Sarva Dharma Samabhav. So this concept is working in India. Means you have the equal treatment with all the religions. Means state is not declaring है ना कि there are certain features. क्या features हैं? What are the features of the secularism? So here we can take first, like state do not have its official religion. जैसे कई countries में official religion, ठीक है? So just like we have various examples, some states are having their own official, it could be Buddhism, it could be Islam, it could be Jain, it could be Parsi, any, right? So secularism in India means state do not have its own official religion. So India do not have, right? India do not have its official religion, right? So why we do not have adopted the any religion as official? Although in India there are various communities living, and those are categorized based on their numbering, like majority and minority. So India is a very diverse country. India is a multicultural country, right? Living speakers of different language, cultures and different aspects are found in India. So why India had not adopted? Why India adopted the concept of Sarva Dharma Sambhav in order to maintain its credibility, in order to maintain its constitutional parameters, right? So Indian constitution itself giving the definition that India is a secular country, because we are not proclaiming. The second aspect is protecting the individual's freedom of religion. Freedom of religion means freedom of religion is also granted as a fundamental right also. It was granted as a fundamental right also to all individuals. Means state cannot discriminate with anybody on the basis of race, religion, gender and caste. Okay, so there are certain parameters on which the center government, state government, local government cannot make any decisions, cannot make any discrimination on the grounds of religion. Okay, so what kind of religious discrimination you are finding? Suppose you are living in a country and you belong to Muslim, another person is Hindu, minority community is Muslim and majority community is Hindu. So if you are not giving a house on rent, it means you will feel hurted, you will feel discriminated. And what is the ground? So here the ground is religion. So you will feel bad, you will feel be hurted that on the basis of religion I am discriminated. So when these types of situations you are facing, you have two options in front of you. The first one, you can do some retaliation, है ना? तो या तो आप retaliate करिए. ये the second thing कि I will try my best to end these types of discriminations based on the religion with all subjects. So I think the second option, if you took some pledge that I will try to remove all these types of discriminations which are based on the religion. So I think this is the best idea to do something. So how you will do all these things now? Now the question arises, the second question. So far we have understand certain points, state do not have its, rather it provided support to all the religions available to the India. Next, why secularism is required. This is most important thing. Why secularism is required? So here the first thing, for every government, so it is required to function democratically. To function democratically, we required secularism. Why? So here the first point, suppose कि we are living in India and India is a country of various communities. So some are having in majority and some are having in minority. So definitely the person who are in majority will form the state or the government. Is that clear? Right? If these persons are going to form the government because they are in majority, then definitely their policy will be discriminatory to the minority community of that country. So where the interest of the minorities are ignored, there how you can imagine that country, that government can function democratically. So definitely, so here policies will be discriminatory, है ना, because their policy will favor to their people, है ना. So favoritism will come, and of course their policies will be coercive, discriminatory to the minority. But here India is declared as a secular country by the Indian Constitution. That's why. But can we say that India do not have its official religion? Is this sufficient to declare a country as democratically? Or suppose ki majority is not doing any discrimination, then what happened? So Constitution of India is granting secular character for the state, and simultaneously Indian Constitution is also providing certain protections, certain guarantees even to the minorities, right? So here educational and cultural rights. So article 29 and 30, these two rights are granted to the minorities so that they can also protect their fundamental rights. Okay, so democratic means where the voice of all is heard. Okay, from every community has the right to participate. That government can be called as democratic. Democratic does not mean ki you are electing, you have the universal adult franchise, you all have the right to vote, right to contest the elections. No, these are things in principles are okay, but actually how you can say that this country is democratically? If you are getting the participation in the decision making procedure, if you are finding a place for you in the constitutional provisions, only then you will be called as democratic, na? So to be function as a democratically, you need to be secular, right? Because there are a lot of things. For example, one more I have taken, like policies could be discriminatory. One more example we can take, majority could also again in further divided upper caste, lower caste. So caste based discrimination. If I take the example in India, so majority Hindu community is found, and in Hindu community the untouchability is the most threatening version. That is caste, that is very big discrimination. It is totally against the human dignity. So you can find some symptoms of untouchability also, right? So in this parameter here, the policies to work as a democratically, we need secularism. Is that clear? Now what is the second point? What is the second point? The second point is to protect or safeguards, you can write, minorities fundamental rights. Not only minorities but all fundamental, all citizens, individuals, persons. Okay, so how? So here the most important, to give freedom of religion, to give freedom of religion means you can't impose anything over the people, है ना? So let them free to profess, to practice, to propagate any religion, whatever they want. Okay, so recently I'm just adding an example that is related to the preamble, है ना? But here the secular character is highlighting here. Okay, so secular character, you know, it is mentioning in the preamble. It is mentioning in the preamble preamble is declaring that India is a sovereign, secular, socialist, republic, democratic country, right? And the addition, the secular character was added to the preamble by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. At that time, the national emergency was in operation. So on the basis of this, कि at that time the country was not functioning in a democratic way. So the addition of secularism and socialism, these two terms were added basically, right? So these were challenged to the Supreme Court at that time. So recently in 2024, Supreme Court gave the decision that on these addition of these two terms, secularism. So even Supreme Court gave the verdict in favor of addition, कि yes, these are added, so India is a secular country. So in the original, in the preamble, the secularism was not added, right? So here these are added. So Supreme Court also supported the statement. Why? Because now India has developed its own version of secularism, that is सर्वधर्म समभाव, सभी धर्मों के लिए समान भाव, equal respect for all religions. You cannot discriminate. So here the biggest example, Constitution of India. Though two examples are there. The first, India do not have proclaimed its any official religion, having equal support to all religion, and even certain non-interference also. The concept of non-interference by the state in the religious faith. ठीक है, in the religious faith, the state is also working on non-interference. Okay, so whatever the methods of the worship you are adopting, it's your wish. So non-interference, right? So it is showing कि India is a secular country, right? So we have developed, but at that time we do not have developed our own model of secularism. Is that clear? So this is that feeling which is separating us from the Western model. Western model is based completely on the complete separation of religion from the state. Matlab it is not including any religious freedom through any constitution or through any legislation, through any type of government procedures, right? It's a complete separation. So it's completely up to the subjects, up to the citizens of those reasons. Whatever they are following, it's their freedom. We are not here to interfere in your religious sentiments, right? But in Indian model, government is respecting the religious sentiments of the people, but it is missing in the Western model, right? So now the Supreme Court has given the verdict over the secularism, and in this way we have to understand the secular character and why it is needed. I have given these 2-3 things about the secularism. I hope you are able to understand the real meaning of secularism. So till then, thank you so much. In the next time I will come with a new topic related to this, like interesting. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope you really enjoy it. Thank you.